face anxiety on a regular basis can be really exhausting and overwhelming. It's like you can't ever turn off your brain. There's an unreal amount of pressure and tension. In so many situations, you're always thinking of the worst possible outcome. Like, if I don't do this, am I going to lose my job? Are people not going to think I'm capable? Or will I not be liked or respected? And so there's just this excessive and constant worry that you just can't stop or control.
There's a real difference between feeling anxious and an anxiety disorder. In a nutshell, everyone feels anxious sometimes because that's a necessary and universal human emotion. It's what happens when we are responding to something we think could be potentially harmful to us or something unwanted happening. And so worry is very natural, very common in certain situations. But when it goes from anxiety to an anxiety disorder is when our anxiety response goes into overdrive and it doesn't really let up. And so when that worry feels like it's almost constant, and when the anxiety feels like it gets in the way of your ability to function at home or at work or in your relationships, now we're talking about something that isn't just a passing everyday experience. We're talking about something that is really more of a disorder that could benefit from some professional support.
I thought that it was just, I had an awkward, shy personality and that I was just doomed to feel that way all the time. It was not until I was nearing adulthood that I realized, oh, if anxiety is the name that we're giving this, there are ways that I can deal with that. And it became a lot easier to manage the anxiety once it had a name and once I knew that I needed to find coping skills for it.
So if you have an anxiety disorder, there are many options available to you for helping to overcome the symptoms. There are self-coping strategies that focus on creating a sense of relaxation and calm. This is where meditation and yoga can be helpful. But there are also more specialized treatments for anxiety disorder that you would want to receive from a mental health professional. We know that talk therapy, which has come a long way in the past 50 years and is now a research-proven, targeted treatment, can be highly effective for helping us shift our thinking and our behavior to more healthier patterns that help reduce anxiety.
I did take advantage of the Cummins EAP program through Lyra, and that helped me identify some of my triggers. It helped me identify the thinking traps that I was falling into and challenging those anxious thoughts.
So if the main way anxiety shows up for you is in bodily symptoms, so you feel tense, you feel your heart racing, one of the most effective tools that you can try is a deep breathing strategy called the 4-7-8 breathing pattern. It's just how it sounds. You want to breathe in through the nose to the count of 4. You want to hold your breath to the count of 7. And then you want to breathe out through pursed lips, so like you're whistling like this, to the count of 8. Doing that for 5 minutes, just over and over again, that 4-7-8 breathing pattern, research tells us it helps slow your heart rate, helps bring down your blood pressure, and helps relieve some of that muscle tension.
I keep a little Post-it at my desk all the time to remind me when I'm feeling those physical symptoms, the breathing routine, that it's going to help me to get back to a better place to deal with it.
If you or someone who you care about is struggling with an anxiety disorder, I want to leave you with 3 key tips. First, you or your loved one are far from alone. Anxiety disorders are extremely common. Second, anxiety is highly treatable, meaning that there are many self-coping strategies, talk therapies, and even medications that are highly effective for curbing anxiety and even getting people with an anxiety disorder to a state of recovery where they don't have any significant anxiety symptoms anymore because they can cope so well. There's lots of reasons to be hopeful here. The third thing I want to leave people with is please be kind and don't judge either yourself or your loved one, depending on who's struggling. Because we don't want to make this even harder than it already is. By showing others or ourselves some compassion and kindness and withholding the kind of judgment for feeling anxious that could create shame or embarrassment, we can make the experience of anxiety a lot less painful.